Let's talk about debt. Hey guys, welcome back. This is John. In today's video, I wanted to talk about my experience, how I was able to pay off my student loans. I graduated with $114,000 in student loan debt, and part of it was principal, the other part was interest. And honestly, just like the majority of people, I graduated and I completely forgot about it. All I did was just set up the auto payment and make sure I made the minimum payment, and I just didn't think about it, and that was it. Fast forward a couple of years down the line, I was ready to purchase a house, and what I did is I pulled my credit for some reason or another, and I was able to see how much my balance was. And I realized that after so many years, I still owed just about the same amount, which is about $112,000. And that was crazy because it's been a couple of years that I've been making minimum payments, and I realized that the principal was not changing. And that's when I realized that, you know what, something has to change because I'm never going to pay it off at this rate. So what I decided to do was step number one. I needed to face my fears, because it got to a point where, to be honest, I had all this debt, but I really was afraid to even log in on the website to be able to see what I owed. So the first step you want to do is you want to log in onto the website to be able to figure out how much you owe. Then you want to write it down on a piece of paper on a spreadsheet for you to be able to track your progress. Now that you have all your loans written on a piece of paper or on a spreadsheet, the next step is figuring out how are you going to pay for it. So you need to come up with a strategy, and there's a ton of them. But the one that I used was the snowball effect. The snowball approach is pretty straightforward. What it tells you is to pretty much rank your loans, to start with the smaller balance and creep up all the way to the top balance. So what I started doing was I had a balance for maybe $4,500, a couple other ones for $8,500, and some for $12,000, and a bad boy for about $34,000 or so. So what I focused on was not the $34,000, and I did not care about the interest rate because I'll feel miserable having a $34,000 loan that I was paying. So what I did instead was tackle the smaller balance. So I looked at this $4,500 loan amount that I had, and I was paying just about anything. Any little extra change that I had, I used to put it straight to principal. I had it on automatic payment, so every month it would auto draft from my bank account for the minimum required payment. And what I decided to do was making extra payments, and I was literally making payments of $20, $200, $1,000. I even made payments for $3. And that's just to let you know that I meant it. I was putting literally every single penny towards that principal balance. And again, because I was working with the smallest balance, which was the $4,500, it was rewarding seeing the $45 go down to $4,000 to $2,000 to $1,500, and then eventually pay it off. And once you have that smallest balance paid off, it's gratifying. You look around and you say, well, I've paid one of the loans off, I can do the other ones, and you start on with the next one. So that's pretty much what I was doing. And the reason why I was able to pay it off within 22 months instead of the longer period is because I came up with another strategy as to how to generate more money. So now that you've come up with the strategy, the next step is how'd you come up with the money to pay for it, right? And the best way to generate more money in your current situation for anybody is to reduce your spending. If you reduce your spending, your disposable remaining balance money that you have in your account after all your expenses is gonna increase. So that's exactly what I was doing. I figured out ways to be able to live without spending too much. If you want to know how I was able to save up to 90% of my income, be sure to watch this video to the right. That will give you all the details on how I was able to reduce my expenses and still live an amazing life, driving a nice car, traveling around the world without spending too much money. This is the video for you to watch. But basically what I was able to do was I was reducing all my expenses, finding creative ways on how not to spend and still enjoy life, and use all the money that I saved to put it towards the student loans. And that's exactly what I did. And eventually over time, I was able to pay it off so quickly. The next step is be patient. A 1,000-mile journey starts with a single step. So don't rush. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Well, technically it is a sprint and a marathon, or however you say that. But anyways, what I was getting at was take your time and just be consistent. That's the main thing, consistency. If you constantly keep putting money towards it, it will eventually get paid off. And that's exactly what I did, and that's what you could do too. Last but not least, stay motivated. It's very important for you to stay motivated for you to be able to reach your goals. So read more books, watch more YouTube videos, and feel free to connect with other people that are on the same journey as you are. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you really enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. There's going to be more videos coming out every week on this topic, personal finance and helping other people achieve their goals.